Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have another cruise ship affected by storms, this side on the west coast of North America. We'll take a look at that. We have a cruise line that says, you know what, we're canceling this world voyage, and we'll explain the reasons why we're doing that. We have a new person in charge of Princess Cruise Lines and promoting their brand to make, hopefully Princess stand out a little more, because they've been struggling in that department in the last little while. And then Carnival says today they have finished rolling out something that people have been waiting for. And finally, let's talk about a cruise line that's actually giving you more for your money instead of taking it away. But they did already take it away. So first off, the Ovation of the Seas is another of the latest ships that have been affected by the storms on the west coast right now. The current storm running around there right now is Mario, Tropical Storm Mario, which is heading up in towards Cabo San Lucas and heading up towards the United States, which means any cruise line coming down from the Los Angeles area is going to be affected by this storm. And one such ship is the Ovation of the Seas. So instead of going all the way up to Cabo, it's now going to stop in Ensenada. And I imagine as this storm is progressing, we'll hear a few more ships in that area canceling. I'm sailing there in a matter of a few weeks. Hopefully all these storms are done by the time I get there, but if they're not, we'll just roll with those punches. We have MSC Cruise Line has come out and said they're canceling their entire grand voyage on the MSC Arabia, and that's of course because it's sailing around the Red Sea area, and with the unstable situation that's going on there right now, they don't want to take a chance with their ships, with customers, with their crew members, and everybody's safety. So they're precautionary, just changing that completely and not going anymore. And so they will redo this cruise and become available. Full refunds are being offered, etc. So yeah, another one of those situations where it's just one of those areas we can't go at the moment. Carnival has said as of today, on the Carnival Jubilee, they have completed their entire rollout of Coke products on their ships. They've switched from Pepsi back to Coke, which has been very much requested from Carnival Cruise Line cruisers and loyal cruisers. They've said, well, you have Coke on Princess, you have Coke on Holland America. Why do you only have Pepsi on Carnival? We want you to have it on Carnival as well. And so, yes, Coca-Cola is back, and it's back on all the Carnival ships as of today. Good news if you're a soda drinker out there, because, yeah, it just... ordering a rum and Pepsi just doesn't sound right. Just doesn't sound right. I've said that before on a cruise. It just doesn't sound right when you're drinking. Next, let's talk about Jim Barra. Now, Jim Barra has been promoted to the Chief Commercial Officer on Princess Cruise Lines. And they're hoping that he is going to promote the brand and spread the word of the brand more for the cruise line. Make it more in everybody's word of mouth, shall we say. Now, Princess has a very good reputation. People who go on Princess love Princess Cruises. They love the stuff that they do on board. However, when they launched the Sun, there was quite a bit of controversy about the Sun Princess. Some people love the ship. Some people don't love the ship. When they launched the ship, it wasn't ready. There was no entertainment on board. Some of the venues for dining still weren't ready, etc. It ran over a couple of months with minimum entertainment on board. So the launch really wasn't well. Plus the new design where they put the International Cafe, they put the buffet on Deck 9. The Piazza is now a main hub for seeing shows like the Yes No Game show, where people would say I'd prefer to see it in the Princess Live venue. There were a whole bunch of controversies about the ship. So I'm hoping Jim Barra will take that in mind when they're looking at the things in the future. It also goes to show you that, if you're wondering, well, what has he done before? Because he's come from Carnival, where he worked for about 7 years under, promoting their brand and stuff like that. I think Carnival's done pretty well. And then after that, he was at Royal Caribbean. And he was running Royal Caribbean for 6 years with their branding. And I think, as we can see with the Icon class, etc., they've done very well. So Princess is hoping that he brings the same kind of magic, if you will, to their brand and help promote their brand across their fleet. Let's fingers crossed. Next, I got a cruise line that's actually giving you some stuff back, kind of, instead of cutting back. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from new bosses that are coming in, to storms that are affecting your cruise, to cut cruises because of things like full charters and suddenly you have no cruise anymore, or conflict in the Red Sea. We'll cover it all here on the channel to keep you best updated and informed for your next cruise, and hopefully maybe make it a little easier and even possibly save you some money in the meantime. I know it might be a whole lot less frustrating if you're up to date on everything going on, instead of getting on the ship and going, what do you mean we're not going to that port anymore? Meanwhile, we've been reporting on it for a few days. I hope you join us. It doesn't cost anything, but I really do appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about Oceania Cruises. And Oceania Cruises has brought out a new world policy where they are giving some stuff back and adding it to their perks program. So you already get things like Wi-Fi, you already get things like gratuities included, etc. Well, now they're giving back up to $600 per person shore excursion credit, where the shore excursion, up to $600 depends on the length of the cruise. Also, they're giving you free wine and beer during dinner and lunch hours in the main dining halls. So they're adding these perks to make it a more all-inclusive package, right? The Wi-Fi, etc. Sounds really good, right? Except if you were to recall, just last year, they had the same kind of policy in place, that they offered up to $1,600 per stateroom. So if you had 600, it's $1,200 they're offering now. They used to offer up to $1,600 in shore excursion credits. And they also had a comprehensive drink package during lunch and dinner. So it kind of sounds like they just kind of readjusted it. But a big one that's missing right now is they also used to offer transfers and flights in their package as well, which they no longer do. That was taken out in July of last year. So during all the cutbacks and everything, they took all these things back, but they're starting to slowly reintroduce some of these. Now, those were promotions sort of things. They were announced as promotions, the old ones with the flights and everything. This one they say is not a promotion. This is an all the time thing. This is not a special. So if something comes along that's, oh, we got free kids or free airfare or whatever the promotion might be, that's on top of these that are going to be standard on their cruise going forward. So we're starting to get a little bit more for our money on Oceania Cruises. Hopefully the other cruise lines see some of this and start saying, hey, you know what? Let's give more back instead of taking away. Celebrity, I'm looking at you for taking away gratuities off of your drink and Wi-Fi package. Instead of being all-inclusive, you took that off. I wish you would add that back on as well. Well, let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? Are you happy Coke is coming back to Carnival Cruise Line? And are you thinking, hey, at least one cruise line is giving us back a little bit more? Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.